What's up, Tempo family? It's your girl Tiana here, wishing you a very happy Friday, TGIF. Today, our featured artist is Mossy Kid, who released his music video Higher Level, which is now airing on Tempo Networks during our music video blocks. And for those who are watching that are interested in having their music video air on the Caribbean's #1 entertainment channel, you could submit your music video to me directly at tcolbert@temponetworks.com, and I will help you get your music video featured across the Caribbean and Tri-State area, reach the masses, and get your music video the exposure that it truly deserves. Mossy Kid, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Tana. Thanks for having me.
You have a very rich background in dancehall, so I'm very eager to learn more about you.
Awesome.
When did you first realize that you wanted to be a recording artist?
I think I must have been about maybe about 8 years old. At that time, was kind of not a realistic dream as an uptown kid in Jamaica at that time. But you know, as time went on, things happened along the road or made it possible to venture that way.
And do you remember your first dance hall party?
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about that experience? The very first one? How old were you when you went?
Maybe about 8 years old. You know what I mean?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was more a family-oriented kind of situation, but in Jamaica, you know, it is where culturally, we're about that from a young age, partying, music, you know, just a part of our culture. So, yeah.
And like, what appealed to you, like within the dance hall culture, that had you so attracted to it that you wanted to partake in it and make it your bread and butter, your career?
My love for music. Growing up in Jamaica, you know, coming from the reggae era into dancehall, into Shabarangs, into Tiger, into a lot of those veteran artists, and it was something new that I caught my ear, and I just loved it. It was like the Jamaican version of rap, hip hop at the time, which I was into hip hop and rap in 80s, 90s. So I loved it. I loved the way of expression. It was a different form of expression than reggae per se, but
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. So.
And how has your style as a dancehall artist evolved over the years from when you first got started to now?
I would say a lot more fusion, more versatile artist than I was then in my earlier years. That's a little bit of culture of living abroad, living in New York, LA, you know, Jamaica, in different places, see different things. So I definitely think I've evolved, and I'm now like the perfect blend of maybe a Jamaican and hip hop and other genres. So I like to fuse my stuff a lot, you know. I like to appeal to a wider massive.
And what was your creative process like when you were writing the lyrics for Higher Level?
My process for Higher Level, I was thinking about a lot of things, about the journey to life and some of the tribulations that I've been through with people who are friends who end up becoming enemies, and you know, just digging deep into my struggle and to my journey to what I think is success, or on the road to being successful and happy, successful and happy.
Successful and happy. And can you break down the different scenes in the Higher Level music video?
Sure. Let's see. This scene is with I was all black. It was in Standpipe. That's where we originally started our music career from years ago. So I felt it was right to take it back to the same place we had started from, because I'm establishing from ground roots back. And that's all I wanted to establish. So we did the scenes in Standpipe, the basketball courts, and the community, which was probably one of the most fun parts of doing that video. You know, we did a robbery scene in there, a stick-up scene, and it was just good energy in the community. Everybody came out, showed support and love. So it's a big up Standpipe, ever hype. Another part of the video was reflecting and showing, you know, what a good life looks like, what success kind of looks like in your, you know, showing that if you work hard, put your head down, focus, you can have these things. You don't have to do certain things or go the wrong path to get it, you know?
Well said.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of showing where we're coming from to where on the journey to where we're going.
And where was this music video shot?
In Kingston, in Jamaica.
And how did the location in Kingston help tell the story?
I think the locations, both locations,
Mm-hmm.
or what you say, or ghetto location or street location, is accurate to the T. That's how it is where we are. And the other location, with the house and the pool and the views of the city, I think we all want to live in that in that kind of environment. Come home to seeing those beautiful city lights and manicured grass. You know, a peacefulness.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And which part of the music video production process did you get the most enjoyment out of partaking in?
For myself, actually, just being an artist. Um, all my songs I've put out so far this year on my journey back.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to, executive produce. It's my label. I put out my stuff on, so I've had to learn doing label stuff, video stuff. Being that person, CEO. So this video, I kind of let it go and got more into the artist side of it, and that was definitely fun.
And what do you feel has been your greatest performance so far in your career?
Let's see. I want to say maybe a Sting, or it was a Stone Up anniversary performance years ago, where I'd went to the studio prior to that, and I'd been dismissed from Stone Up Studio saying I didn't know the first thing about DJing, and almost stopped doing music at that point in time because at that time Stone Up were the authenticator of music in Jamaica. So I almost gave up, but I went to Stone Up. They had kept the anniversary party. I went there, and I don't know. I just had it all in me the night that I was going to perform and just do it. And I went on the stage, and probably that was the best night for me. When the whole audience was just working that night, everybody, anything I said, they said yeah. So, and I had a lot to prove that night to myself. That night I could have stopped DJing that night.
Wow, so that was like a pivotal moment in your career as well.
Yeah,
pointing you in the right direction. You didn't give up. You kept going. You pushed through. You didn't let your doubts get to you. Very good.
Yeah.
And what's your least favorite part of being a recording artist? What's the hard part for you?
The hard part, I guess everybody artist wants recognition for their work. The unfortunate thing with art and stuff, sometimes you don't get the recognition, your flowers in life, but you can't let that discourage you. You have to just keep going. And as I said, like, if one person hears your song and they like it and it gives them that mood what makes them feel better, you kind of done your job as an artist per se.
And what's the best piece of advice that you've received on your journey in the music industry for today's music industry?
Best advice as far as the music business is?
Yeah, for yourself that you've received.
Just keep on. Just keep pushing. If it's for you, you just keep pushing and work with your passion. Keep your passion going.
And what legacy do you want to leave on the world through your dance hall music? How do you want to be remembered? What do you want to be known for?
I want to be remembered as an artist who gave you good music, first of all. I want to remember for artists who capture the mood, whatever mood that may be. My artists who capture different moods for you. And my songs can be relevant in your day-to-day life. That's what I'd like to be remembered.
And where do you see the future of reggae dancehall headed?
Reggae dancehall, fusion. Everything is going to the future. Is going to be more and more fused music going ahead. I'm not saying reggae won't have its role, dancehall won't have its role, Afrobeats will have its role. Every genre out there will have a role because just music just keeps evolving. It doesn't stop evolving.
And if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self when you were 8, what advice would you give him before he embarks on this journey?
I'd have told myself, learn the music business, learn the business.
And how does someone do that? By just getting into it and having the experience of it? How do you learn the music business?
I mean, having the knowledge, you have accumulated knowledge of contracts, and
Okay,
you probably can go
contracts.
to school and learn entertainment management, and of course, being in the business as well, going through scenarios help you learn that quickly. I had a song when I was 17 called "It's a Stick Up, Give Me Everything You Got," who got a lot of exposure early when I was about 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have any idea about the business part of it at that point in time, you know. I had to just listen to what people tell me, hey, the record is going on good or it's not going on. So, I mean, with this day and age where we're in with digital stuff and social media, and it's an improvement right now for these kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear ya. Social media has really grown over the last decade. It is so different, and it can be used positively in the music industry because it just kind of like gives you that promotion, that exposure. You reach more people. You know, you make a name for yourself. Your brand, it becomes
Yeah.
top of mind. That sort
So
of
many
thing.
more outlets you can use as an artist to get your
Yes.
stuff out there or see.
And what can our followers and viewers look forward to seeing from Mossy Kid over the next year or so? What are you working on next?
Well, we have some EP. I have an EP coming out. I'm thinking end of June. I haven't set that release date fully yet, but we're working towards that. I have some videos coming out very soon. Um, some artists you guys definitely do know. Um,
Mm.
Working on some heavyweight record stuff. We're doing more work with more artists this year. Trying to build our label, and we keep pushing. Stay tuned in. It's going to be a show.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2023?
Yeah, just keep getting better at what I do. Keep pushing harder. I think I'm doing a good enough. I'm doing working hard today. Try work even harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And where can our followers follow you on social media to keep up with your releases coming out over the next year?
You can follow me on Instagram at Mossy Kid, Dirty Kid, or you can follow me on YouTube at Heavyweight Records. My music is on all digital platforms: Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, name it. Hashtag Mossy Kid. Higher level, gotta be somewhere. Put it on me.
And is there anyone on your team that you'd love to give a shout out to before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my publicist Flex, of course. Give a shout out to
Woo,
my director for my last video, Higher Level, my DP, Gareth, my producer, Emily the Connector, and everybody who has genuinely been following me and watching the movement and supporting me going forward. I appreciate you. I love you all. And I want you to stay tuned in because there's a lot more coming from Mossy Kid this year.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, Mossy Kid. It was an absolute pleasure interviewing you. I learned a lot about the reggae dancehall industry. Wishing you the best. We hope to see you back on Tempo again within the next year. We're so
Definitely.
happy to have you. Thank you for representing as well.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful. I appreciate you.
We'll definitely be in touch. Have a happy new year.
Same to you.